Hello viewers, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our session today. Today we are privileged to have an HR expert who is going to speak to us, and she's touching on a topic that is core to most of the people and especially core to students. We keep asking ourselves, how do I get, an employer is asking me 3 years experience before in the interview room. How do I get 3 years experience? What do I need to do? So Jane today will be sharing her story and at least take us through how you can get experience while you are still in school. The purpose of this show is to ensure that you are able to understand a number of concepts, you are able to understand your career, and by so doing, you make a very conscious decision as far as your career is concerned. So we are doing this show in collaboration with the Kisii University Tax Students Association in readiness for the symposium that is going on tomorrow, the National Symposium. So all of you are welcome to the symposium, but for today, we want to tackle the topic how to gain experience while still studying. And I want to give this chance to our speaker today to introduce herself and then take us through the discussion. Welcome, Jane.
Thank you very much, Livingston. So my name is Jenny Mtisa. I'm a career coach. I hear an echo. So I'm a career coach and a HR professional, and I'm very happy to be having this discussion today because I wish someone shared with me what I'm about to share with you today. When I was your age, which could be some years, very many years ago. So my background, I'll just start by giving you a story about my background. I studied biochemistry, BSc Science, majored in biochemistry and chemistry, University of Nairobi. And then after my 4 years, I realized I wanted to do something different. So I went to school again and I was able to do my postgraduate in HR. And now that's how I'm doing now what I'm telling you about human resources and all that. So first of all, life is a series of changes. Your career it's a long life thing. Yeah? You manage it until when you be around 70 or even beyond, depending on how long you live. So your career, and you should never confuse a job with a career. So today we are going to talk about building experience while in school. Why? Because I know this is a little dirty secret, but guess what? All employers want some experience. And how we are going to start is first of all by me telling you that right now, the number of people in the universities like you doing the same courses you are so many. There are more than a thousand students. So the time you graduate so many of you. And there must be that one that makes you stand out, that makes me as a recruiter want to engage James and not Joy. You come for the interview, 5 of you. Remember, there are so many universities, same course, same everything. You guys are competitive. You're doing accounting, you're doing that CPA and everything else. But the moment you come out here, it is not just about your academic qualifications. So people will keep saying, niko na degree na sina kazi, niko na ABC na sina kazi. You have to do much more than just going to school. Going to the library class and the hostel is a big mistake that none of you should be making that this particular time. And I want us to start this conversation by looking at some adverts, not me. And you can Google on your own. I'm just going to Google, I'll share here, and we'll go with you and just Google assistant job. Because when you after campus, the jobs that you get are assistant. You know, they're the lowest in the card. After internship, the next one is an assistant. And you not see an assistant asking for less than a year. Actually, most of them will be asking for 2 years, 3 years. Meaning, we have to keep building experience. So let me just share that. I hope I'll be able to share screen. Let's see if that's possible. So let me just hope I'll be able to share screen. Chrome tab, hopefully. Let me see. Assistant jobs. Share. So I hope you can all see my screen, and I've just opened a Google map that has I just googled assistant jobs. I typed here assistant jobs, and you can see several assistant jobs, so that we understand what we are saying by saying employers need some experience. It is not a rumor that I'm spreading; it is a fact, and most of you in school never get to understand this. You just focus on getting that first class. You focus on getting there, going to school, going to classes, passing your cards. If you're not building experience, you're self-sabotaging yourself. You're doing yourself a very bad service. Let us look at this one. This is an accounts assistant role for those of you who are doing accounting. They have the duties, which are very easy: managing petty cash, preparation of I don't know what accounts, filing, typing, bookkeeping, basic things. They are looking for someone with a degree. They want someone who is a CPA finalist and knowledge of Tally. Tally is an accounting software. Now, most people focus on this. Most people, by the time they're graduating, they have that degree, they're a CPK, and they have all those other things that require. The skills, they want you to have good interpersonal skills, knowledge of the commercial world, desire and willingness to learn new skills and adapt. Desired candidate, the candidate will be a person of sound academic background, impeccable ethics, enthusiastic, self-starter, and innovative. You'll be ambitious and keen to develop professional skills in a corporate setting, taking on challenges, new skills, and participating manager. Experience, 2 years. This is an assistant. Immediately after your internship, this is what they want you to go for. They're asking for 2 years. Let's look at something like office assistant is below your level. So let's look at something like even this executive assistant. Executive assistant, I will not do the duties, but they are basic things. I want you to know that they are basic. Something like coordinating and organizing staff meetings, coordinating the logistics for interview process for senior managers, assisting the prospects and clients to resolve inquiries that could be asked, helping organize events and things like that. Qualifications, they are looking for a degree. Certification will be another advantage. I hope you guys can see. And they are saying up to 2 years relevant experience. You have seen the job is very easy. It's what people do in CU. You organize meeting, you organize an event, but they're asking for 2 years. And if you don't have 2 years, you will not be shortlisted for the job. So they are looking for skills and attributes, and we are saying is excellent communication and presentation skills. They want someone with problem-solving skills. They want someone with excellent interpersonal skills. If you're organizing that particular event and something happens, the person who's supposed to bring the tents does not show up. Do you have to keep calling me as a supervisor, or do you go back and sort that yourself and then tell me that this came and I wrote and I've done this instead, or I have the following options? What do we go with? I prefer this because of this and this and this? No? They want someone with expert skills, analytical skills, and someone who's fully computer literate. So the minimum that I wanted you to see is the skills that they're looking for, and to also see the number of years of experience required. So far, we have not, and I'm just speaking in arbitrary. That's a HR one. UN normally has very low qualification, but let's see. HR assistant, and they're saying part of their work is assisting the filing of posts of all categories, including initiating and following up on reference checks, assisting recruitment of consultants and individuals, including posting job openings and doing all of these, organizing and coordinating recruitment examinations, things like that. And then they are saying qualifications, competencies. They have those are technical planning and organizing, client orientation. They are okay with high school education, even though they don't mean it. That's an assistant, but they want 7 years experience. And I hope the point is home. Employers actually want experience. Let's go back. Oh my God. So I hope you have been able to see for yourself that basically from all those jobs that you have seen, and be doing that, always start with the end in mind. That is a principle that is every effective person should actually do. For any project, being to school is a whole project. You are doing it with an end goal in mind. So as you go to school, as you go to class, as you do all those things, start with the end in mind. And therefore, be looking at the jobs. You're in accounting, look at accounts assistant, finance assistant jobs. You are doing, I don't know, education, look at the teaching and all that kind of things that they are looking for. You are doing maybe medicine or, I don't know, engineering. Look at those entry jobs and get to understand what are they asking for, and am I ready for that particular market? And academically, you're already doing something about it. Like you have seen, they are looking for academics. They have some skills that I call employability, the skills that they are looking for. I call those skills employability skills. And then they'll be looking for experience. And you guys will keep complaining, saying, where do you want fresh people to get the experience from? Now, that is your problem to sort. You have to think outside the box and understand, when I'm still in school, fine, I'll get my degree 4 years, 3 years, 2 years from now. Where do I get my experience? And it is not for you to keep crying and asking, where do they want me to get experience? It is your turn now to just be able to solve that puzzle and create experience for yourself. Because like you have seen, and this is not me, like you have seen, the market is looking for guys with experience. So purpose to be among those guys that are looking for those experience. I hope we are clear. For almost every job, they'll be asking that you have that particular experience. Why do we do that? Because we are looking for employability skills. We don't want someone who come to the office and they can't do anything until they are. You don't have initiative, you don't have any problem solving skills, you're just high maintenance. Then you have to be shown everything and you can't even be sent somewhere because you're not clear, you can't speak, you can't do anything. Then the good thing, these are skills we can learn by doing any other thing, not by just doing what you're going to school to study. If today you work as a waiter in a restaurant, serving customers, doing ABCD, you will learn very, very, very important skills among those that you have seen there, the planning, the organizing. Someone who is in charge right now, someone who is in this group and maybe they serve in church, and this person is a CU leader or whatever, or they could the choir, or even just a class prefect, a class representative. That person has some skills that they may not realize, but they have some skills compared to the person whose work is to be managed every time. The teachers are managing you, your parents are managing you, the class rep is managing you. You know, that person has some skills that they are gaining when you are there seated as a spectator watching life happen to you. So I want us to watch a small video on employability skills for you to understand, because like you have seen for yourself, and those adverts are not mine, every job had years of experience and every job was asking for a minimum of the following skills: communication, problem solving, interpersonal, team building, initiative, time management skills. If you have to do something and you're managing it, you learn how to manage time. You learn to wake up in the morning and plan. Today, I'm supposed to be doing deliveries for the following clients. Maybe you're doing a side thing for delivering things. And therefore, it means in the morning, I wake up, I drop this side, I do this side, I do this side, and I plan and do ABCD. So I just want to a very short clip so that you understand that you have to go out of your way and make sure it doesn't matter which way. You could be studying medicine, you could be studying engineering, you could be doing mathematics, you could be doing economics, whatever that you're doing. It is in your best interest to make sure that you have those employability skills. When they're asking for 2 years, they may not be asking for 2 years in that particular field of yours. But are you able to just show that you've been able to step away from students and away from your parents, from home people take you like a baby and all that? So let me just be able to give that particular video. So share. Please follow with me. It's around 18 minutes, and then we are going to now break it down and see how now in our context can we be able to do that? Oops, it's not a video file. So share. When this is top screen, you share screen. I hope I'll be able to share sound. Share screen. I'm used to Zoom.
Mute it from your end.
I mute it.
Unmute, sorry.
It's not muted.
Okay.
Can you hear? Can you hear?
Not really. No.
Usually with Zoom we share sound. I don't know now whether with this you're able to share sound. You're the host. Usually with Zoom we share sound, share audio. That's okay. Super duper. Share. Share. I'm not sure I'm sharing. You can't hear, right? Can you hear?
Planning and organizing. 6. Self-management.
Can you hear?
Yes,
7.
we can. Put it in presentation mode.
It's not a presentation. It's a video in presentation mode.
Oh, yeah, the video on presentation. Yeah, put it on presentation.
No, are you able to hear the sound?
Again?
Because I want you to hear it.
Yeah,
able?
Yeah.
Okay, super. So let me share again. Hopefully it will work the same way. So share screen, share audio, share. Okay, got it. Oh my God, I'm sharing the wrong screen.
Okay.
You can't hear, right?
Yes, yes.
Am I able to chat you? I can share with you the video.
Okay,
Be
it's
able
okay
to
now.
share.
It's okay. You can now
What do
play
you
it.
mean it's okay? But can you
You can
hear?
see it now. Yeah, you can.
Technology.
Not just seeing. Can you hear?
In this
Yes,
video, we'll look at each skill individually. Employability skills can help you get employment. Generally speaking, there are 8 skills that employers want you to have, no matter what industry you're working in. 1. Communication. 2. Teamwork. 3. Problem solving. 4. Initiative and enterprise. 5. Planning and organizing. 6. Self-management. 7. Learning. 8. Technology. In this video, we'll look at each skill individually to demonstrate practical applications, showing you a variety of elements each skill involves. Communication. Depending on the job, communication is about being a good talker and a good listener, and using communication devices. It involves being confident when speaking to people face to face. Some of the key elements of good communication skills are listening and understanding what is being said to you, speaking clearly and directly, or using your device to communicate, reading independently, using numbers, sharing information.
Cody, could you grab me a 5 litre of pulse, please?
Yes. Here you go, Sue.
Thank you. Chicken pie? Chips and salad? Table 19.
Hey, Matt, can you watch that show me the wash bay when you finish here, please, mate? Thank you.
I got pineapple feta. And I've got chocolate top. Thank you.
Thank you.
Teamwork. Teamwork means being good at working with people, both the people you work with and other people that you come into contact with, like customers and delivery people, etc. Some of the key elements of good teamwork skills are working with people of all ages, being able to listen closely and speak clearly, knowing what your role is in the team.
Can you go make this salad? Yeah, that's great. Right? Yeah, great.
Meantime, I pay the certificate. Yeah, that was good. Yeah, thanks.
Hey, Daniel, can you please bring in the car because I'm finished with it now?
Yep, no worries.
Thank you.
I'll hold, you drive. Remember to keep that moving on it. That's it.
Nikki, I finished. Is there anything I can help you with?
Yes, please, Courtney. Can I have 3 pink gerbils?
Problem solving. Problem solving is about being able to find solutions when faced with difficulties or setbacks. Even if you can't think of a solution straight away, you need to have a logical process for figuring things out. Some of the key elements of good problem solving skills are: if there is a problem, think hard on how to solve it, or ask for help. Think about how you've solved a problem in the past.
I want 3 blue ones, 3 red ones, and 2 orange. Blue. Excuse me, Jason.
Yes, guys.
Is there any red fill tail paint?
It says we've got 20, Cody, so they should be either in the storeroom or they should be over there where some of the tail paints get stored, all right?
Yeah. Oh. Tail paint. Free teleparents, red.
Hey, guys, mate.
You good yourself?
Good. I was just wondering if you could help me find the Bonnie working dog there.
Yeah, sure. That's right. That's right.
Yep. No worries.
Here's the Bonnie working dog. How many would you like?
I'll just grab the one for now, mate.
Yeah.
Initiative and enterprise. Showing initiative can be seeing a problem or something that needs to be done and just getting in and doing it without being asked. It can be not waiting to be told what to do next, but asking, what can I do next? Some of the key elements of good initiative and enterprise skills are ask what you can do, not waiting to be told what to do, being able to stop doing one task to do something that is urgent, then going back to the other task.
Luke, you need anything I can do for you?
Yeah, mate, you can go and take those bikes out the front.
Yep,
Thanks,
cool.
Tim.
Thanks.
Excuse me, Vicky, can I have my lunch break now, please?
Yep, off you go, mate. No problem.
Thank you.
Is there any plates, Julie?
Yes, my darling, you can take that if you like.
Can I take a plate?
Oh, yes, thank you. That was delicious. Excuse me, Courtney, could you go down and get me some milk, please?
Yeah, sure.
That would be $60, please.
$50? Yep, sure, here you go.
I'll just let you out.
Yeah.
And have a good day.
Okay, see ya.
See ya.
Planning and organising. Planning and organising are working out what is required to get a job done and then working out when and how you'll do it. They're also about things like developing project timelines and meeting deadlines. Some of the key elements of good planning and organising skills are coordinating tasks to be done, making lists, having the right tools ready for the job at hand.
Excuse me, Jason. What would you like me to do after lunch?
We've got a few jobs on after lunch, Cody.
Yep.
So there'll be the bins that need emptying. Yeah, we need to stack some steel away.
Yep.
And there's some stickering to do on those poly fittings out there, mate, too. You write them down. That's a good idea. It's a good initiative, mate. Excellent.
Okay, Nick. We need 3 lengths of timber, 775 long. Okay, now you've got to cut that.
So I hope we have learned. I've just stopped the video, but you can watch all of it later. I just want to first of all interject and so that we don't get lost in the watching. But some of those skills that you have seen, like how to work with other people, team working, team building, being able to just take initiative, solve problems, organize things. We saw the guy there doing a list of things to do, and they're saying that's just being able to coordinate things, being able to do things before someone tells you. Some of those skills, fine, you can get them from home, but they are best gotten if you work actually in a place. And like I gave the example of Awita. In the diaspora, in the US and the UK and other places, nobody goes to school for 4 years without doing anything else. It's only in Kenya we have a mentality of I'm in campus, I can't do odd jobs. I'm in campus, I can't work as ABCD, I'm training to be an engineer, I'm training to be ABCD, I therefore can't do ABCD jobs. But those things that you're calling odd jobs, and almost all students, like I would say the US and the UK, you'll find them working as waitresses, helping in the kitchen in restaurants. You'll find them maybe working in the laundry, doing other things and ABCD to build, not just to make money. Because the other problem that I'm facing with them, your age mates, is the drive just for the money. You don't have the experience, you don't have the skills, but all you want to do is work for the money. Such that even when you call you for an internship or even a volunteer position, you want to turn it down because in your mind, it's all about the money that you can make and ABCD, and you're not able to solve the problems, you're not able to express yourself, you are not able to work with other people, you lack initiative, you don't have how to organize. If I leave with some work, I'll still find you stuck, waiting for me to come and push you like a wheelbarrow from one point to another. So very important extremely important for us to start with that end in mind and know that we have to do things right now for them to give us those skills. And I'll tell you an example of how I got my first internship. When I went to college for HR now, and I took my CV to the dean and I was like, if anybody comes looking for interns or if you have networks, please take my CV and give them and I'll go interview. And I was called for the interview. And when we went, we were like 16 of us from different universities, from USIU, Daystar, I was from the College of HR, University of Nairobi, all those people. And I think we were 13, 14. And I had a funny background. I told you I studied biochemistry, and now here they were looking for HR person. So I have biochemistry, and I have my postgraduate qualifications in HR. But you can imagine I'm competing with people who did HR in the undergrad, have a lot of academic and all that. And what made me get that job is because of a volunteer that I had done after high school. After high school and through campus. After high school, there was a project that AMREF was doing in my village, which involved keeping the youth busy and educating the youth about drugs and things that the youth is to try to transition from between a teenage and adult life. And I happened to be a coordinator. And I was able to organize very many things. I would do reports on what we have been doing within the week. I was just 19, 20 years, but I would be able to do reports. I would be able to plan for the activities for the chama that now the group of the youth that we're working with. I'll be able to plan for like on next weekend we are going to do ABCD. I would plan task. Who is going to do the watering for the Sukuma Wiki? Who is going to do the marketing? Who is going to be keeping the money? Can you account for ABCD? You know, I would be able to someone guys who are not coming for the club activities, you know. So I was able to actually get work experience without knowing that it was work experience. My biggest regret is that I never joined things that gave me a chance to actually be able to speak English in front of crowds and be able to just be able to communicate without feeling like I should be shy and being able to express my thoughts. My friends who had joined the CU and other clubs and were able to give speeches and things like that were far, 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 far ahead. And I'll tell you for free, if you're able to express yourself, if you're able to express your thoughts, and speaking comes with experience. It doesn't come because you are loud and ABCD. And I'm not talking about being loud. When I say about being able to express yourself and all that, it's about how clear are your thoughts. Are you able to face people and say what you have to say without getting lost in the detail and all that? So that is very important. And anybody who had a leadership role in the church things and whichever leadership role, they were able to actually express than all of us. And they would get jobs that did not even qualify for just because the people assumed they're able to lead other people and they're able to get work done and they can plan. If you look at the skills that you have just called employability skills, they are not things that you're learning in school. If you're an engineer, you're reading about the thermodynamics and metaphysics and things that are hard. No one is teaching you about how to plan your work. No one is teaching you how to do a report. Nobody is teaching you how to coordinate a team. Nobody is teaching you how to work with a difficult team member. So I want us to get very clear. If you look at all those skills, any job advert will have the technical skills, which is maybe what you're learning in school, which you also need some experience, and they'll also ask you for soft skills. And when you're recruiting an assistant or even an intern, because even internships have become very competitive. Even when you come to do internship, people will still look at you and they'll be like, they're looking for you, someone who is able to do ABCD. If you have never done anything, what are you going to say? If you can't speak to people also, even for a panel that has 3 people, you start shaking. So I cannot emphasize and tell you enough that guess what, guys? You have to do stuff that will give you those desirable skills that I'm talking about. They are called employability skills, which some people are also working right now as we speak, but they lack those skills and they stagnate in their careers. They stagnate. So very, very important that you purpose to actually by the time you are finishing, your CV has more. If you don't have anything now and the time you finish school, you'll be having a CV that has just your names, a silly objective that's not saying anything, and then education, your year of birth, and that is it. And you're competing. Remember, I always said, remember, you're very, very many people in the universities. You're so many. We are not living in the 1980s and 1970s where people used to be very few in campus. We are not living where people used to be, and I'm not saying there are no jobs. There are so many jobs. If you keep checking today, you will still find jobs. But the jobs are there for those who stand out. And it is your business now to build that experience, to build those employability skills with the work that you're doing for you to have that particular experience. And I have to say this, there are no odd jobs. It's a mentality that we keep and tell ourselves that I can't do this because I'm in campus, I can't do this because of ABCD. But I'm telling you, like now the example you saw there about just being able to plan your day. You know, when you're a student, class and reading for your exam. But when you're working, even if it's a kibanda, you have to know when do I wake up, when do I go to soko, what do I bring, what is missing in this particular ABCD, what is ABCD, and be able to plan for that particular bit. Plan for your stock, and all those things, and do a report and reconcile the finances. And that's exactly what we're looking for in the workplace. So creating your experience is extremely key. Let me just stop some noise at the background, just a bit. Yeah, so I cannot emphasize enough that you have to do things, and there are no odd jobs. They are not odd jobs. It is even better if that you are washing, that you are supporting with washing of maybe even dishes in a restaurant. You still get to be assisted, to be sent ABCD, to be told about this and this and this and this and this, and you don't have to feel like it's the same as waking up in the morning, sleeping, going to class, going shopping, going to the Facebook, watching TV. All those things are not giving you any skill. They are not giving you any skill, and you're messing with yourself. So I'm just going to share some things on what are some of the things that we can do now that can actually give us what is it called, experience. And like I said, you never know that you're earning experience until you start actually getting it. Then you realize that you have been doing something that has been helping you in terms of the social. I'll tell you, but I want you guys to see, so I'll just share. Mwende? Share an application window. This. I can find my screen, the one that I want to share with you, but just a minute. That's what I want to share. So share. There we go. Share. So here we go. Oh, we already did this. We already checked some jobs that I wanted us to check, and these are the skills that we have just seen: teamwork, communication skills, time management, organization, self-management, interpersonal skills, conflict management, all those things that you see that you claim to be, when nobody has ever tested that you actually have good communication skills. Nobody has ever tested you have self-management skills that you can work with, but we keep seeing those things in CVs, but nobody has ever tested that. You are claiming. We have watched this, even though we watched again. And I just want to introduce some of the things that we can actually do that would actually show that you can actually do the experience. I don't know how many of us have heard about ISEC, Regional Youth Movement. Just a minute. Livingstone.
Yes.
Can you hear some noise in the background?
There's some noise in the background. Yes.
Let me just sort that in my ear.
Okay. So maybe I want to appreciate those of us who have joined us online for this discussion, for just joining us for this discussion. Thank you very much. So I want to appreciate those who have Komono tuned in. Thank you very much, Komono from Maseno. You're welcome for this discussion. Paul Washuri, thank you very much for joining the discussion. Very insightful. We look forward to your questions. Thank you, Amagana Mustafa, watching from Kitale. Very insightful. And again, as she joins us back, if you have any question for her concerning how to gain experience, any challenges you may have, she'll be able to answer that question. Welcome back.
Thank you, and I'm sorry about that.
Okay, it's okay.
Let's see, application window, here we are. So I don't know how many of us have heard about ISEC from client side. I don't know how many of us have heard about ISEC. ISEC is an international body, and I'll just share again something just so that we understand. I'll just take you to their site so that you're able to understand what I mean. And ISEC is a youth movement body that you can see, regional youth movement, that actually helps with it has programs that make you work during school holidays. And actually, they even take you even outside the country. They can even get you from here, take you to Philippines, take you to Uganda, take you to Finland. It's global. It's a global thing, and it is free to join. And those who join, of course, you have to be committed, and they have this exchange program, and people go and you work and you live with different people that you have not been living with, sometimes in shared offices. And I just want you guys to see about it. Let me just share again so that we understand some of the ways that are not confession, that may not be known to us, that we can use to gain experience. Share screen, Chrome tab. Basic area. So if you can see my screen, we are talking about ISEC, and you can see they are saying partner organization 7,000. They're in 120 countries and territories. They have delivered at 6,000 interviews, and it was established in 1948 after World War II, where 7 youth across 7 countries had a dream of building cross-cultural understanding across nations. They hope to change the world one person at a time, one person and one internship at a time. This is your chance to have an international internship, outside this country, sometimes just within the country. But very many people have gone out of the country and have experienced, wonderful experience of being able to work. So you can keep asking around, can I go to BAT, can I go to EABL, can I go to I don't know which organization looking for internship. But other than just looking locally, if you belong to some of these memberships, there's so much that you learn. So please, I hope after this you guys will be able to log in and get to understand. Youth leadership movement, in some, ISEC is a global network of people that simply believe that youth leadership is not an option, but a responsibility. And my biggest regret is that I was not able to join this group when I was on campus. They called me. I went to one of the leaders to meet the group, who were very many. I listened, but I never took action. I listened to them doing ABCD. I sat there through the 2 hours. They recruited guys I did not bother. Left my number, they kept calling me, and I never took action. And I can assure you for free, that is one of my biggest regrets of my life in campus. So don't be the same person that is being told and you're not hearing, that you getting information, but you do nothing with that information. So all the things that I'm saying today, it is up to you what to do with that particular information. Those who take action and those who hear and don't do anything take 2 different paths. Your choices actually have consequences. So I really hope that you are going to follow up with ISEC and just get to understand what do they do. We develop youth leaders. We believe that youth are the key to shaping a better future. Through our experiences, we strive to develop you and with the following qualities, all that. So at your own time, read about it. You'll get to see how you can join, what you can do with them, they have very, very, very beautiful things that they can do, that you're going to get a lot of what is it called? Good stuff if you choose to do that. The other thing that I would like to share, and I'll just start here, hoping that it is a Rotary. I don't know that you guys have heard about Rotary, the club called Rotary. What are you seeing? You're sharing this tab, that's okay. I'll go for the international one, which is this one here. These are clubs that you can join, the skills and the level of exposure you get. Because at the end of the day, it is exposure that differentiates you from the next person. The day you first came to the capital city and the day that you left home, those 2 days are different. You come and experience something different. So remember, the differentiator between you and someone who is just going to school, class, library and exams and then home is the exposures that you get. The differentiator will never be that you got a first class and you got a second up or you got a okay, don't get a pass. But the differentiator is not about the grades. Because all of you are going to be engineers, all of you are going to be nurses, all of you are going to be teachers, you're doing that particular course, and many of you are doing this particular course. So remember, some of these international clubs, join the global movement of young leaders who are developing innovative solutions to the world's most pressing challenges. And they're saying they bring, and there are so many in Kenya, you have no idea. And the moment you join, depending on how active you are, they even give you a chance to form that club in your community. So wherever you stay, just check if it's a club nearby. You'll be surprised that there's a club that you can join, and you get the chance to now be able to do things away from academics, because that's where we get the employability skills. So we are saying 18 years and older to exchange ideas with the leaders in the community, develop leadership and professional skills, and have fun through service. In communities worldwide, Rotary and Rotaract members work side by side to take action through service. From big circles to rural villages, it is changing communities like yours. So, and the members decide how to organize and run their clubs, manage their own funds, plan and carry activities and service projects, So, and the club offers guidance and support and work with you in terms of many things. And you see, they're even saying find a club near you. For those of you in Nairobi, the clubs are too many. Outside Nairobi, I want to imagine there's still one or two that you can join. And the good thing is right now, almost everything is happening online. Almost everything is happening online. And now I'm going to do this one more club that I feel also, if I had known about this long time ago, it would be such a good thing. Like I said, being able to express yourself, being able to speak. Those are skills. Being just able to talk with everybody and talk with the decorum and be good and all that is a skill that most people struggle all their life. And that actually blocks their blessing, And that stops you from being able to express yourself in interviews. And speaking does not come because you got an A. It's a skill that you have to learn separately. Like I said, nobody's teaching you some of these skills. Nobody. Nobody is teaching you how to speak, especially for the chops in here. Your work is to go to the library, you read, come get A's, and you are happy and you celebrate your A's. But the A's alone cannot be enough if you don't have these set of skills. If you can't express, if you can't write properly, if you cannot be able to work with people, if you cannot solve conflict, if you cannot solve any problem, then you cannot be employed. And having some of these things in your CV, they give you something different. Assuming you join the ISEC and they happen to send you to Uganda to go and maybe be in a program that is doing I don't know what about the youth. That will be experience that will appear in us, and they pay for you those things, by the way. They pay. Even for the Federation Club of Kenya, you get to experience things that you cannot experience by just being a chop. You pass beyond high school, that was okay. In high school, okay, you still have done some things, but that was okay. But right now, the end of where you're going is not asking just for that particular degree or diploma that you're pursuing. It is asking for a degree and something else. The world is so competitive, and you must always have those employability skills in mind as you pursue your career. So Toastmasters International, it's also an international club, I think with head office in the US or something. And we have very many clubs in Kenya. And all they do is teach you how to speak. All they do is teach you about how to speak, how to express yourself, And there are very many things that you can do if you're able to speak well in public, from teaching to being an MC, to just expressing yourself and people just wondering how you speak so well and all that. All the guys that you admire, Obama and all the others, is because they took time for them to actually sit and just understand. Speaking is a skill that gets almost 70% of your work done. Because if you can't explain your thought process, exactly what are you talking about, So improve your communication building skills, and I'm saying just be able to log here, look for Kenya, you will find a club, or you can even start a club. But to start a club, you need to be qualified first of all as a speaker. And these are things that, and even here, you're given very heavy responsibility. And the people that you meet there are not just your students. You'll meet people who are very qualified, people who have worked for 30 years, 40 years, 20 years, and that brings me to that point of now getting experience. The more you interact with people who are away from your circle of, I don't know about YMCA and the YMCA. I don't know what happens to the YMCA. Most likely they have something apart from the biashara they do. I have a feeling it's something that people join, and there's a whole lot of things that you can do. You see, there's a whole lot that you can do. Independent, local ABCD and all that, and they are there in Kenya. So again, you have enough opportunities for you to actually join, be able to join, what is it called? International movements that can give you a chance to experience and build skills that actually get you the next big thing. Is that clear? I hope so. When you're doing that, the biggest thing that opens us for you is not even just the public skills alone, but you get to network. You get to know Jane, you get to know Livingston, you get to know another person who works, I don't know for which bank, you get to know another person who works for I don't know which international organization, and therefore you expand your network. You stop depending just on your parents. So getting out of that academic mindset is actually it's extremely important. It's a game changer. Because if you're able to talk to other people to get for you a job, an internship, or volunteer opportunity, something to do during your school holidays, and even now as you go through school, that is very powerful. There are people who, if their parents or the aunt or the uncle doesn't get something for them, they will not get. And it's about networking. And when I talk about networking, I also talk about the good thief, the one who was with Jesus in the cross, who we are told is now in heaven, just because he got to know someone. He just happened to be in the company of Jesus, and he's like, you know what? Remember me. So getting to know people and networking is a skill you must learn, and you can only learn by going to areas that you're meeting new people that you'd ordinarily not meet, right? Just school, library, dormitory, or the hostels, That circle has to be broken. You must expand where you're spending your time to build those particular skills and all those things. And I'll talk now about general things that you can do apart from those international movements. But for me, that's my biggest regret that I never joined those. It's my biggest regret. 2, volunteership. Are we volunteering? Sometimes it is hard to get an internship. And I hope I'm changing the mentality of us thinking that for you to get an internship, to get anything or even volunteer, it has to be in your line of work. No. It is any day better to be busy. I said even washing dishes in a hotel or serving as a waiter than sitting home in your parents' house watching TV, Netflix, day and out, or being in social media doing nothing. Talking about social media. How many of us waste so much money on social media when you could be making money with social media? So if you think that you're too good in social media, start thinking about how can I spend my time online and earn skills, meet new people, and even make money out of it. And I'm not saying you go calling people, no. I'm just saying managing companies' social media handles, It's actually a business that you can actually do, and you are going to get skill depending on which course you are doing. But that's also one of the things that you can do even if you're not learning communication and journalism or marketing. If you're spending too much time there, then it's better pay with some skills, Then we have freelance writing. People are always writing. If you just go on in and Google for freelance writing, you'll be surprised how many people would pay you to write for them. And as you write for them, you are developing your writing skills. Your thinking and critical thinking skills are actually developing. You may not feel immediately, but with the time you get to understand that for sure, imagine I learned so much. Other people that are away from you will actually be seeing that there's something different about you. If you just Google right now, teaching English online, you'll be surprised how many Chinese will be looking for you to be teaching them an hour a day of just English or something else. Just Google. There is VIP Kids. There are very many of them. Very many say that if you think your English is good, you can actually teach people and people will make money. And why am I saying this? I want us to remove the mentality of thinking that you can just go to school for the purpose of shule peke yake. School is just one of the things that you have to do. That club that you're in school, maybe you're studying economics and you have an economics club. Why must you always be a member? When you're a member, you do nothing. You sit there and things just happen. You don't know who has been organizing the trips, who has been doing ABCD. If you are here today and you are listening, purpose to be a leader, purpose to be the person that is coordinating things, planning things, keeping the money, the secretary or the treasurer, purpose to be something and do it with all your oomph. The church, don't be just a church goer. Get involved. Become the CEO mom. Not for the purpose of even being able to serve in the church, but for the purpose of growing your leadership and planning skills. Those people have very good skills. They speak in public. They're able to plan for activities. There's so much that happens in CEO. I'm just giving an example of the kind of things that actually go there. And if you choose to be a member of anything or maybe an official, put work into it. Know that you are taking an opportunity that someone else could have taken and put work into it. Livingston, I know we are running out of time. Should I stop there or should I continue?
Yes, you can just proceed maybe for the next 5 minutes. Yes.
Okay. So volunteers, internships. The other thing that I want to talk about is internship, whereby we are calling guys for internships that maybe the people are not paying because the economy is bad or because there's not that particular budget. But in your mind, you only want that internship if you're working. Very wrong. Experience pays more than internship. The moment you come and learn how to balance those books with an accountant, know how to conduct those meetings and ABCD, whichever profession that you are, you never get paid for that. You can never, it is so much that you can never learn that in class. So if someone gives that opportunity, please grab it and be able to actually improve yourself and write your CV as you work. The next holiday, start thinking now. Don't be saying to Nafunga, what are you going to do sitting at home? What are you going to do sitting at home? And even now, sometimes you students have so much time on your hands. There are so many things that you can do online, including being a virtual assistant, data entry. I don't know how many of us have heard about the cloud factory, data entry. There are so many things that you can do. You're living in a very good time. The era that you guys are living in is such a good era. If you just Google virtual jobs, and they are global, and COVID has even opened this further, you could be in Kisii providing service for someone in the US. as long as you have a laptop and internet. And that means also, in this era, those are minimum tools that we must invest in. If you're in school, instead of going to every night, drinking all your money, I don't know, buying one and one and what, start thinking about how can I own a gadget that can actually make me more money, give me more skills as I prepare to now exit and become a brand in my field. So, so very, very important that you take that in your hands and don't just sit home waiting for your parents to get you something. It will be terrible that you have to sit home and wait. Be creative about that, getting that experience. Go to your lecturer, ask him, can I be an assistant? Can I support with anything that you could be doing? If you're doing a science and maybe there's a lab, be a lab assistant, be a teaching assistant, something. Bottom line, don't stay home and don't choose that I can't do this because I have a degree. That thing that you're saying you can do has enough skills that it can actually teach you. And last but not least, get a mentor. Get a mentor. Get someone who guides you and tells you if you're doing in ABCD, now you can go. Get a mentor in your field. And you can have 5 mentors, because 5 different people bring something different to your table. But at any one time, focus with one so that it's actually well planned. If you get an internship, don't go for the internship and then when the two nagoja wambu vitu fani. Study the jobs that you have seen as looking at the assistant jobs. Study those assistant jobs and get to understand what exactly do these assistant jobs require. If it's an accountant asking that I must be able to process payments, in that internship, ask that particular person, what does it take to use those adverts to manage that internship when you're there? Some people go for internship and all you do is do filing, push scandings. You learn nothing apart from admin and clerical work. So understand your role by looking at the job adverts and get to understand bullet number 1 inafanyangwa aje. Ask your supervisor, can you spare some time telling me about this? And look for like 6-7 jobs. Understand and group them in terms of subjects. Such that by the time you finish that 3 months internship, you're already very good in terms of you can actually become an assistant. At any one time, don't choose to stay home doing nothing. My parting shot, anytime you find yourself sitting home, sleeping and doing nothing, waiting for your parents to get you an internship, you're wasting your life. And you might finish campus and continue staying home with your degree. I wish all of us the very best, and I'm saying it is extremely important to know that people out here are looking for you, but with some skills, and you have the chance to do that particular experience. There is so much you can do. Just open your mind, discuss with your student, brainstorm together. There's just so much you can do in your community. There is so much you can do. All the big stories that you hear about people, and especially even other youth, they are things that they actually decide to do on their own. And those things have given them a lot of skills, sometimes money, sometimes fame, and just are sitting for them to be able to do other things. Look for problems in your own community. In that in university, Kisii University, or whichever university that is happening here, look and see what are some of the things that I can do that will give me experience and also give me money sometimes and be able to sort issues in the community you're living in. And that will still give you experience. Back to you, Livingston. I can take questions if there are any.
That was very powerful. Thank you very much. So there's a question from Bernard. I want to show you so that you can also answer it. Bernard is asking, if someone completed college, university 5 years ago, but has not succeeded in securing a job or internship, where he or she will acquire experience?
I would want to know what they have been doing for the 5 years. Because then for them now it is a different program altogether. It's something that people have to sit and with that, feel free to get in touch with me. I would be happy to work with you because then it's a different program altogether. Because now I'd imagine you're 29, therefore it means either you have got an internship. If you have not got an internship, then we have to think about the bigger problem that you're having. Or 5 years is a long time. 5 years is a long time. So we have to think about what have you been doing and how can we package those skills for you to now also be able to sell in the whatever. And we have to stop saying there are no jobs. There are so many jobs. Guys are getting jobs every day. There are so many jobs. You'll be surprised that there are people who are not working. There are people who finish school and get jobs and they don't know people. I am a recruiter and I'm always recruiting, and there are very many jobs, and I can tell you that for free. But you need to be able to stand out, especially at the interview level. 2, if your CV cannot get you an interview, utaipata kazi aje. So we have to start building that experience now and learning those skills that actually make us get interviews and also how to perform in those particular interviews.
Wow, thank you, Rosemary. Maina is one of you're in the same industry, trainer, coach. He says great conversation. Yeah, thank you very much. So
Thank you,
thank you, Jen, for the session today. Thank you for accepting your invitation to come and talk to students. We were doing this in partnership with the Kisii University tax students. I would also want to take this time to just appreciate Michael. He's been doing very good planning. The chairman of the tax club of Chuka of Kisii University. He has been doing a very good job in organizing this event, coordinating universities, and that's the type of experience we look forward to. And I know when he comes with such an experience, you can always say, yes, you know how to organize. Thank you very much, Jen. We look forward to engaging you next time. And now that we don't have any question, I can see a comment from Raymond. He's saying, I agree, there are so many job opportunities. Raymond is a speaker tomorrow during the tax symposium. So he says, very many jobs. I see you at Unitas. Thank you very much, Unitas, sorry. Thank you very much, Raymond, for that. So, Jen, we look forward to engaging you another day, giving you another room to talk to our people. But for now, we say thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much. At Corporate Career Academy, we are just giving room. It's an initiative to give room to experts like you to be able to engage with the students, tell them what you wish you could have been told when you were young. And once they know what you could have been told, then they are now at a better advantage to move and even reduce their year of experience. We look forward to future participation. Thank you for participating. May you have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It was nice and I have enjoyed myself.